We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to turn on post notifications. So it looks like Cardi B is getting away with more crimes, of course. It has been reported that Cardi B won a key ruling ahead of her trial for allegedly assaulting a security guard at her OBGYN's office in 2018, with the judge saying that the guard can't tell jurors about Cardi's stripper past or previous legal troubles. The ruling on Wednesday comes as Cardi is preparing to go to trial starting August 11th. Wow. So she going to trial. She already getting sued by another person for throwing a mic at them. And she is going to trial for assault and battery because she is an angry Latino woman. No shade. And with that being said, the alleged assault happened at the Beverly Hills Medical Center with the security guard who is named Imani Ellis. The case stems from the altercation at the center in 2018 when Cardi was 4 months pregnant there to visit her OBGYN, okay? Now, here's my thing. Cardi B must got some good attorneys because she never get held accountable for nothing. Talking about we can't use her stripper pass against her in court. Why wouldn't you? You would use it against any other black woman, okay? And Cardi B's obviously not black. But if it was a black woman like Azalea Banks, JT, who already had went to jail, D0JA, any dark-skinned black women, their past would be held against them in court. They did it with Tory. They try to use lyrics and his tattoos that he already had before the whole Megan situation against him in court. Now, moving on to D0JA, Megan, and JT. Is D0JA the peacemaker in female rap? Well, allegedly, D0JA is trying to get the girls to make amends. Megan and JT are not cool. They were cool, but they fell out after JT did the Super Freaky Queen mix. And, Nicki brung her out on the Pink Friday 2 World Tour. But she declined to be on Megan's album back in 2022, which was, I believe, called Traumazine. But D0JA, who is pretty much cool with everybody except Onika, Tanya, Mirage, wants to get JT and Megan on a song together. How would you guys feel about that? I would listen to the song mostly for JT and D0JA's part. Megan Thee Stallion, I do not care for Megan musically. But I also think that if, JT do a song with Megan Thee Stallion and it charts, Megan's gonna hold that against her. Like, bitch, you wasn't really charting until I did a song with you. Okay, so Megan's gonna use that against JT. So I think JT gotta watch out for Megan. But other than that, I think it would be a pretty decent idea. Okay, because I think D0JA is talented, JT is talented, Megan is pretty. So, I think for the dark-skinned, brown-skinned girls, this would be a good look. It looks like Cardi B is being sabotaged by Off the Cheat yet again. He was posted up with Chris Blake, okay? A man who has accused Stefan Diddy of sexual assault, okay? And so a lot of fans are saying that Off the Cheat is purposely hanging out with Stefan Diddy's op because of Cardi B. Now, if you guys don't know, which you guys probably do, it was reported back in 2024 that Chris Blake accused Stefan Diddy of drugging him and trying to engage in sexual activities with him, claiming it played a part in him getting jumped by Stefan's brother. He filed a lawsuit against Stefan Diddy's brother after he tried to rob and attack him in the elevator. Okay, so, it was reported that allegedly Stefan Diddy is on the DL. That's the word around the streets. And he was trying to drug and rob this guy named Chris Blake, who denied his sexual advances, okay? So let me know if you think Off the Cheat is purposely hanging around Chris Blake to get back at Cardi B. I don't feel like that's the case, because I believe he was also cool with Champagne Thickums at one moment in time, the Chris Blake guy. I think that Cardi B and Stephon Diddy have a lot of skeletons in their closet, and they both deserve to be exposed. You know, Cardi B allegedly used to drug and rob men when she was a stripper. That's why they don't want that tea to come out in court. And then on top of that, you know, she hangs out with the Bloods in New York. You know, they both have skeletons in their closet, and I do think that they both deserve to get exposed. I don't feel like you get to do whatever you want to people and then don't suffer no repercussions. So I feel like in due time, everything that is hidden in the dark will eventually come to light, okay? So, you know, they better be careful. My whole thing is that claiming Stephon Diddy like Cardi B has done, like, no shade, you're with a man that is on the DL, okay? Not out of the closet, inside the closet, and accused of sexual assault. He really is Diddy Jr., okay? It's only a matter of time before he is having a RICO or FRICO charges, just like Diddy, okay? But he probably will get off, because low-key, when you rich, you can get away with a lot, i.e. Cardi B. So moving on from that, according to Newsweek, Queen Bee's net worth is expected to rise substantially. After wrapping up her Cowboy Carter World Tour, there's no doubt that Cowboy Carter Tour will have an increase her net worth by an order of magnitude. Her net worth is currently at $780, which is actually false. It is way more than $780, but is about to go up even more, according to Newsweek and Forbes. And, you know, this don't even fully count Sacred and the alcohol company that she got. And also the Levi's deal that she has. Okay? So, Queen Bee's basically a billionaire. Okay? And she didn't have to leave music to become a billionaire like some people and sell $2 shampoo that don't really work. Okay? No shade. But I'm just saying, she stuck to the music and became a billionaire. She didn't try to do it outside of music. Now, Champagne Thickums shades SZA on social media. SZA showed some gratitude for being on Rich Baby Daddy. She left a comment saying, "Love the beat and the song so much. Grateful to be a part of it." Okay? So that's what she decided to post on Instagram. And with that being said, Champagne Thickums posted on his end a picture of him and Sexy Red, who was also on the song, and he posted Kanye West's song called Real Friends. So he said basically that SZA's not a real friend. Okay? That's what he's saying on social media, and he's shading and clocking SZA. But here's the thing about Champagne Thickums. I feel like you're not a real friend. So I don't understand how he can expect the loyalty when he's the most disloyal person. Yeah, he may not have been disloyal to SZA, but you've been disloyal to a lot of people. You were disloyal to Wayne. You slept with his girl while he went to jail. You're disloyal to Nicki Minaj. Yet for some reason, she always capes for you. But you don't cape for her at all. When she got blackballed, you were mute and quiet, hanging out with the ops. Let's be very clear. You sleep with a lot of your friends, girlfriends, or baby mamas. Okay, that's why you and Future fell out. This is why you and Metro don't get along. You're not really loyal. So I don't know what you're talking about. Real friends. You're not a real friend. I'm starting to think that Champagne Thickums is a little bit delusional. But I also feel like Champagne Thickums has a lot of yes men in his corner. So people don't tell Champagne Thickums about his wrongdoings. Okay, that's why he moves the way he does. He plays like he's the victim all the time. Now, moving on to Tyla, who stays in Rihanna's nachos. Oh my goodness, she's obsessed. So Tyla says she's in a stage of experimenting with music. She says she want to rap, she want to sing pop. I want to try a bunch of stuff and not have so much pressure in putting out an album yet. So basically, she's trying to be like Rihanna. Rihanna has experimented with rapping. She's done pop. She's basically done every genre except gospel. And now here comes the wannabe Rihanna trying to experiment with pop. Does Tyla have a poppy voice? Possibly, but I don't know. I feel like she forcing it. Girl, you wasn't trying to do pop before. You trying to get into your Rihanna bag. I'm sorry. She don't give diversity. She just don't. I don't even feel like you're dominating in the lane that you're already in my opinion. I think she only doing that because her music is flopping now. And y'all can say, oh, Tyla's not flopping. Look at the charts. Is she on there or is she not on there? If you're not on the charts and you have a Grammy, you're a flop. That's how it works. She got a Grammy. She was, pushed as the Rihanna replacement, yet none of her music is charting. You are a flippity flop, and I hate to say, and I like Tyla, it's no shade, because Push to Start is my song. I always listen to that song, so it's no shade to Tyla, but you are a flop if you drop a single or album and it does not chart. That's how flops work, okay? Especially if you just won a Grammy. So, I'm sorry, Tyla, but that's just how it goes. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat was caught mocking Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle commercial on TikTok. Fans were not too happy about this. They said, I feel like Doja shouldn't talk because a lot of people feel like Doja Cat has skeletons in her closet too, okay? But Doja Cat clapped back and she said, I should always talk and I will continue to. Now, here's the video that has everybody shaking their head at Doja Cat.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Now, here's the thing with Doja Cat. I feel like Doja Cat has done this in the past many times. Didn't she mock Cardi B when Cardi B put out Press?
Best. Who's the boss who does? Please tell me who does best.
So maybe it's just Doja Cat's personality, but I feel like Doja Cat can't mock anybody, okay? Now, a lot of people don't like Sydney Sweeney because they feel like she a Trumpy. But I feel like if Doja Cat probably is a Trumpy too. Low key, I feel like Doja Cat swing that way too. I feel like Doja Cat really don't have room to talk when you was in them racist chat rooms. No shade, I like Doja Cat. Y'all know I like Doja, but we gotta be fair. You can't come after Sydney Sweeney and sneak this when you kind of like Sydney Sweeney. You wish you was, because she white. You biracial, but I think Doja Cat wishes that she was white. And there's really no shade. Now, moving on from that, the court has officially granted Tory legal team permission to file a supplemental habeas petition, allowing them to add new arguments and evidence to the December 2023 filing. The Attorney General now has until August 6, 2025 to respond. This is a huge step because it keeps Tory's fight for freedom alive and opens the door for more facts to hit the table, okay? So let me know how y'all feel about it. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Tory actually gonna get out, or do you feel like this is a bunch of bluff and that they're using Tory, and I'm talking about the Republican politicians, no shade. Luna, I'm talking to you. The Republican politicians that have been caping for Tory, do you guys think that they're using black people? Okay, so let me know in the comments. Now, usually I don't really talk about creepy ass Kevin Gates, but we do have some news. Creepy Kevin Gates, who allegedly slept with his cousin, he put that out there. But his wife, after 9 years, has filed for divorce, okay, which I think was a very smart plan. Now, if you guys remember, allegedly he was married to Brittany Renner, and then they got a divorce. But he was married to Brittany while he was with D0JA. So I think that's illegal, and she probably will use this against him in court. On top of that, he's a known serial cheater. He's been spotted out with a bunch of thoughts, cheating on D0JA for the last 9 years. And I feel as though Kevin Gates, I don't know what it is about him. I feel as though like he's kind of like a hypocrite. Like he preaches one thing, but he kind of does another. Okay. And that's someone I definitely don't respect. I honestly think that no woman should ever want to date Kevin Gates. He's not even that popular. He had a moment, but this nigga is not Drake. Okay. Now, I think only desperate women date Kevin Gates. Now, Drake had kind of been, with him for a while, but any person that's dating him now is just a plain loser. Okay. Like, he is not that guy musically, rapping wise, and he is not a good person. You can clearly tell. Okay. Now, Shannon, not so sharp, is speaking out about basically getting fired by ESPN due to the fact that he paid off that white dot, $20 to $30 million. She was able to retire from being a whore, and he wouldn't even pay for his daughter's wedding because she's a black woman, so he wouldn't pay for his daughter's wedding, but he gave Instagram thought. Well, she's not even really an Instagram thought. She's a different type of thought. But the point of the matter is, he gave that woman $20 to $30 million, but he wouldn't even give his daughter money for her wedding. He said that her limit was $30,000, not $30 million. But this is what this dummy had to say.
Everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it.
Nigga, please. Stop with the lies. Please, please, please. Talking about, can we wait till Monday because my brother going to the Football Hall of Fame. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Stop it. I don't feel bad for Shannon, not so sharp. Okay, in his tight ass pants, he won't be receiving 100,000 lashings because at the end of the day, let's just be honest. You was downplaying and dragging black women. And now you just like Diddy, gotta pay the fuck up. And I wouldn't be shocked if you gotta pay up again. Okay? That's what happens when you mess with these young thoughts that just want a coin. You should have settled your ass down. You damn near 60. So that's what you get. I don't feel bad for you, and you will be receiving 100,000 lashings. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, Hulk Hogan, and also the truth behind Liam Neeson and also Pamela Anderson. So that will be in the description, link below, and I hope you have a great day.